Hey everybody, Michael here. This time we're going to look at SmallHD's brand new big beautiful monitor, the SmallHD 702 Lite. At $899, it's $600 less than the OG 702 Bright model, making the 702 Bright the hot import model that's a gold digger, while the Lite model is that cheap date who's still got it going on. Anyway, in this episode we break down the differences between the Bright and the Lite, as well as do some lab tests. In the next episode, we bring the 702 Lite out onto the field on the shoot, which may or may not include a half-naked girl. But before you click away to find the boobies, we have side-by-side comparisons on brightness, resolution, and battery life.
So the main difference between the 702 Bright and Lite is that the Bright is designed to be viewable out in daylight, while the Lite has a more standard LCD panel brightness.
Additionally, the Bright is 1080p resolution, while the Lite is 720p. We'll see if that's a deal breaker in the next episode. Both run the same awesome 500 series firmware, which has just been updated to version 2.2 with some cool new toys we'll cover in the next episode.
Physically, the Bright and the Lite are almost identical. The immediate difference you'll see is that the outer bezel on the Lite is rubberized, instead of metal like on the Bright. Oddly enough, the heat sinks on the back of the Lite are also rubberized. Someone got a little bit rubber happy, apparently. However, after bringing the Lite on a couple of shoots, the rubberization was already peeling away, revealing the metal insides.
And this is with Lite usage. See what I did there?
You see what you did there, Michael.
One big bonus with the Lite is that it has a battery lock and release system now, so the batteries won't drop onto your foot in the middle of your shot and make you scream, and thus lose that take sound. Interestingly, on the underbelly of the monitor, there are what looks like grills. I think it might be like another cooling system, but maybe it's what helps reduce the monitor's weight a teeny weeny beeny leeny bit. The 702 Lite has both HDMI and SDI inputs and pass-through outputs. If you don't need the SDI, save yourself $200 and go with the 701 Lite instead. Let's look at the Lite and Bright in operation, side by side, playing back some cute cat footage I shot on the A7S Mark II and S-Log 3. The brightness difference was readily apparent.
But what does this mean in the real world? Let's test it!
I created a fun little rig to get the monitors side by side with a GoPro in front feeding an image into the monitors and a GH4 filming the monitors themselves. I set the monitors to their max brightness and went out into the world. Walking around the streets in downtown Fullerton, I searched back and forth to see where I can get the monitors in equal glare. I ended up in this random villa across the street, going from sunny glare insanity into the shade, then up the stairs and around in and out of the sun. Both monitors struggle when completely surrounded by a sunny, glary environment. But as expected, the Bright model cuts through the glare the best. But of course, the playing field can be evened out with a fancy pants SmallHD branded sun hood, if you so desire and can figure out a fast way of putting the damn thing on. Next, the resolution. At first glance, I couldn't tell a damn difference in the resolution, but if you pixel peep and glue your eyeballs to the screen, you can kinda see it. We'll put this to the test in the boob episode, second episode.
The thing with the monitor being brighter though is that it eats up battery faster. How much faster? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm a bit of an expert on battery tests.
Powering each monitor with an LPE6 battery and feeding a white signal into both, I ran a time-lapse using the stopwatch on the piece of shit Android tablet. The 702 Bright model died in 1 hour 21 minutes, which is pretty impressive for using a little itty-bitty battery. But the Lite model lived almost a whopping hour longer at 2 hours 10 minutes. Your battery life will depend on how you use the monitor, of course.
So those are the results from the Onyx Cinema Lab. Subscribe by clicking on this monitor to know when we release our next episode, in which we're bringing the SmallHD 702 Lite onto a boudoir shoot and putting it to the test. We'll see how the brightness, resolution, and firmware update goodies work on a model who may or may not have clothes on. So click on this monitor. Click on the button that's tilting with the monitor now. We're gonna keep on tilting it. And then the font, I think, will twist around too. Oh no, it's upside down. Okay, now we're gonna keep on turning it until it's right side up again. You're telling me to, okay, all right, the camera lady is asking me to move this way, or like she's telling me to exit right now. Haha, you thought I was gone, didn't you?